Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, welcome to the class of qualitative research in language learning. So, here in some slides, totally 12 here, I would like to have the introduction, of course, first. First of all, about the identity of the course, and then we move on to the examples about the qualitative research. So, before starting our meeting, okay, with the Zoom record here, now we have to recite Umul Kitab, please. Okay, around 10 minutes or something, I would like to share about the idea because this is the first meeting. I would like to introduce the subject. So, my name is Bu Elo Widiati. You can call me Bu Elo. Here we go. So, enjoying the slides then. It is about the introduction. Hopefully that the audio is very clear. Therefore, you can enjoy the course identity in the next slide. So, during a semester, you will have the qualitative research in language education. Besides, of course, you have to take the similar research in language education with other lecturer with the title of the quantitative one. But here we go to the qualitative research. Okay, I would like to share about the course description. The subjects facilitates the students. So dealing with what? Of course, with the qualitative research in education. And then the lecture activities, only delivering theories. You can have those kind of theory deliveries within 3 meetings during the semester. So in the first time, first meeting, and in the middle of the semester, and then the last is before taking the final test. Okay, after that, the activities will be the reading articles also. So you have to be disciplined and then brilliant to seek some qualitative research paper both from the journals proceedings, moreover to the international one, SimStack Scopus and the other platform online. But in Indonesia, you may use Sinta, with the website of Kemdikbud. You may try to find, or maybe going to the Google Scholar. While you are interested in some specific topic, you just type, in the web, and then you will find hundreds or maybe thousands of the related article you wanted to read and also to take part in the similar research. That's about the course description. And then we move on to the course objectives. Here, the aims, that you have to be able in developing your capability, your critical thinking in doing the qualitative research. Of course, the activities, I would like to go with the presentation and also the discussion. These two activities will be done if we have the online meeting, Zoom directly, both of in the weekdays or in the weekend. If you have an agenda in the weekdays, for example, you may move to my class on the weekend and vice versa. So just enjoy the show during a semester, and then you will take the benefits if you come to the class in having the discussion, or in a week, regularly you will find the uploaded video in the form of Zoom, seems like this. So this video will be uploaded in Sim account. You can find, okay, the videos in your own account. And then here, around 7 minutes and something, I would like to show you that this is the research, okay, especially for the qualitative one I produced or carried out. The first is the preference structure found in the telephone conversation between broadcaster and caller. So here you may see that after knowing about the qualitative research, and then next, okay, next semester or maybe next year, you will take the research itself to be the requirements for you to finish the learning program, okay, in this study program. So it is coming from me. Don't worry, I have a recap about the references in the last slide. Let me try to read the, okay, for you one or maybe two examples of the writing report of qualitative research, okay, done by me myself. The first is entitled The Preference Structure Found in Telephone Conversation Between Broadcaster and Caller. Here, the structure could be the abstract first, and then you may find the keywords here. The abstract is preference structure is a part of conversational structure that manages people's communication. Preference structure divides second parts into preferred and dispreferred, stated by Levinson 1983, yeah, on page 336. This research was intended to analyze how the preference structure was applied in the telephone conversation between broadcaster and caller. This research was qualitative. The data consisted of a transcribed telephone conversation, and it was collected through the following steps: recording, transcribing, selecting, and reporting. It was revealed that the broadcaster and the caller produced preference structure from opening to closing. However, they performed these preferred second pair parts in greeting, question, offer, and thanking. This implies that they had not known the appropriate expressions. It was concluded that the conversation in this study was less structured and patterned. It is important to pay attention not only to the linguistic components, but also the pragmatics in which the conversation takes place, including the participant, the context, and the topics. The keywords here: preference structure, preferred and dispreferred, telephone conversation, broadcaster, and caller. Nah, this is, I would like to go to this second article, okay, and then next we move on to the references. Here, I have the title of the functions of ages in the conclusion section of thesis written by the Indonesian EFL students. The abstract, okay, talks about the article provides the explanation about how ages function in the conclusion section based on Helen Sage's function 1996. The study belongs to descriptive qualitative. The data sources of the study were conclusion sections of thesis in English written in the year of 2000 to 2010. Based on the analysis of Hedges function proposed by Helen, the Indonesian EFL students mostly used Hedges as a writer-oriented Hedges, 37%. It seems that the students could not minimize mistake upon statement in the proposition, could not show less absolute statement, and also could not convey arguments or statements speculatively. English lecturers should take Hedges as one of the learning methods so that the students will be familiar in applying them for their academic writings. Moreover, I think that Hedges studies provide assistance for the students in employing Hedges appropriately. The keywords are functions of Hedges, conclusion section of thesis, and Indonesian EFL students. Okay, now let's move on to here the reference I used. Okay, the first is coming from Cohen, Menon and Marison, 2007, Research Methods in Education by Routledge. And then the second one is coming from Saleh M, the handout about the major research tradition. And then number three until the last number, there are 6 articles, okay, written by me myself, dealing with the qualitative research. I would like to mention about the titles only. The first is preference structure found in telephone conversation between broadcaster and caller. And then the second one is the function survey, which is in the conclusion section of essays written by the Indonesian EFL students. And then the third is the features of interrupting, collaborating, and back channeling used by broadcaster and caller in the telephone conversation. The fourth, the local wisdom for those as adapted materials in teaching English. The next is analyzing the need of perspective to guides in acquiring the English to communicate with foreign tourists in the seminary as tourism village. Then the last, but not the last product of my writing, is about the application of questioning skill as a scientific approach in micro teaching practice. Okay, I think that's all because this is the introduction. It's quite short. I would like to share the idea about experiencing research for the second videos. Okay, thank you. Okay ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.